Previously on Red Reasoning. And now back to Red Reasoning.
What is life? I can't even. Happy anniversary, MLP! So let's get started truly looking at the magical mystery cure for the CMC. Really? That's the best name they could have come up with. Crusaders of the Lost Mark. The writers must have went through an Indiana Jones marathon. Lost Treasure of Griffinstone, Crusaders of the Lost Mark. What's next? Twilight and the Kingdom of the Crystal... Fluttershy and the Temple of Disharmony? Actually, somebody get on that. Somebody get on that! Anywho, this episode is a Diamond Tiara episode. Hey! Hold your flanks! I'm not going to justify that this is what changes such a despicable character. Anyway, the episode is about Diamond Tiara and her family life, while the CMC try to convince her that there's another way of being a complete... Yay! I said butthead! There's so much that this episode gets right, so much that anyone can look at this and say, it's an almost perfect episode. But there's just a few things I don't agree with. The episode is a musical episode being driven by the passage of 6 songs, and the story is written really well and does a lot for this episode. It goes into Diamond Tiara's family life, which I'm going to assume everyone had guessed by now, as well as her own thoughts about her position in the family, and what she's supposed to be based on her cutie mark. This is a really ambitious project, and I think this episode does it really well. It's almost got a Frozen type of style to it. Let it go!
No! I'm not editing that in! No!
The CMC's realization of their special talents are within character, but I can't help but think that it may be a little contradicting to the talent show episode where we see their special talents. There we can clearly see that Apple Bloom has an eye for color and detail. Sweetie Bloom is a singer, while Scootaloo is a more physical pony. I see that emulated by Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle's cutie mark, but I don't really see that in Apple Bloom's. Though you could argue that they use their other talents in order to help others with their cutie marks, somehow, in some way. Also, why didn't Twilight fix the playground with her magic? Why did the kids have to do all the work? Is this confirmation that Applejack, Big Mac, and Apple Bloom's parents are dead? I don't know. What is life? I can't even. The songs are really well done, but I do think that the first song was one of the least needed of the episode. We have 5 other songs that fit so much better, and then we have this one which is just odd and out of place. And I can see why people might think that this is the new magical mystery cure. But I dare say that this is done better than MMC. Mostly because in Magical Mystery Cure, the plot just stopped at the moments during the song and then progressed once it was over. Which isn't what a good musical should do, unless we talk about Rainbow Rocks, in which case it's necessary to stop the plot because the song isn't so much a way to pass the time, but it's a weapon in itself. In this, we're shown a passage of time with the song, but we're also shown greatly placed lyrics, rhythmic melodies, without it seeming like it's out of place or just cut off at the most part. Though there is also the size of the cutie marks on the CMC, they're just a little too small for the rest of their bodies. Maybe they'll grow in the meantime, but right now that just seems a little off to me. It's still really great colors, really great direction, and I love the symbolism in them. There are several animation errors for some. They're not going to notice it right away, and it mostly has to do with hair or eyelashes, but honestly, I don't think it's a really big deal. Overall, the visuals, like most CMC episodes, are very in your face, whether it's a catchy beat or a more dramatic opening. I think the moral is really great for those bullies that are out there, even if you don't know you're a bully. Your family doesn't define who and what you are, And even when you're put in charge of something, it doesn't mean that you have to go be rude. This was a much better episode for MLP when dealing with bullies, and I highly enjoyed it. Though I would have liked Diamond Tiara to have a much better progression throughout the series of slowly getting worse or maybe slowly trying to get better. I still think this is a really successful episode. Overall, this was a great episode that was foreshadowed long before this episode was even aired, and I enjoy every single moment. I can't wait for more episodes to come. This has been your Future Evil Overlord, Crimson Glow, and Happy Halloween!
Well, thanks to you all, I don't have any important class president business to attend to or anything. So I might as well.
Baka!
We were searching for